Apparently the military had some electric vehicles quite a few years ago, and they were used for creeping up on people. I can see now why they had them. This is the prototype twisted EV, electric motor, lots of batteries, and a Defender. Not something I ever really wanted to like. But I have to admit, as much as it's not clunky and rattly and with a V8 burble or a diesel knock, it's actually still a Defender. It's pretty good. I'd nearly go as far as say it was brilliant. So what we have, 214 horsepower of electric motor, and it's producing in principle at 25% more than a standard twisted Defender would be producing with the 2.2 engine. So they run at 170 odd horsepower, 180 perhaps, with 300 odd newton meters torque. Torque on this is up. But forgetting numbers for a minute, and the trouble is everybody chases numbers, everyone chases horsepower, everyone chases power, torques. Reality is, electric's different. The way the power is produced and it being so linear, it's throughout the whole range, it changes the way the vehicle uses that power. It changes the momentum that's carried with that power. It changes the vehicle. You know what, it really is still a Defender. It feels a little bit heavier on the nose, feels a little bit more planted perhaps. It doesn't feel like it's overweight, it doesn't feel like it's being held back. Pulls really well. So we're just travelling there at now motorway speed. There is a whine. The whine is something that none of us are particularly used to. But what we must remember is this is a prototype. It's not had any of the soundproofing or noise deadening material applied. It's not had the panels sealed and joined up like we would normally do. It's a very simple spec of vehicle with electric applied for test purposes. And taking all of that into account, it's really, really good. As I say, we're travelling at motorway speed, 70-ish miles an hour. It's fine, absolutely fine. So little involvement from me, which kind of makes it so easy. I'll drop down now to B road speeds and just see what it does then. This is a fairly typical test drive route for me. I come out of the industrial estate, Twisted HQ in Thirsk, North Yorkshire, industrial estate left onto the main road, dual, round the roundabout, up the dual carriageway, drop off, roundabout, back down again, and then maybe a bit of B road in between. It gives you opportunity to feel everything. There's different types of tarmac, different surfaces, different roads. Coming into a big old roundabout here, which takes us all the way back round to the, somebody left something in the boot, all the way back round. Do you know what? We're doing 45-ish miles an hour there around that roundabout. And it's just so planted. The extra weight, and there are probably another 300 kilograms probably. But you know what? It just feels really solid on the road. It's not going anywhere. I'll let this truck out and we'll follow him. So that's us back up to 60 miles an hour. $70 miles an hour. It's just so easy. Do you know what? I really didn't want to like this, but it's so easy to drive. There's no reason why we won't all get used to that little bit of extra whining noise. And honestly, it's not annoying at all. Maybe if I was sat in here for 10 hours, it might be, but that's never going to happen. It's got a range of 150 miles or 200 miles or something. You're going to be sat in it for 3 hours and then get out and have a coffee while you plug it in and charge it up again. But I don't think any of us really buy Defender to travel long distance. We don't really buy them to spend every hour of every day in them. We buy them because we love them and we have an attachment to them, and there's something in our lives that means we need a quirky old 4x4 vehicle. So range, I think, it's not such an issue in reality. Everyone talks about range just like they talk about how many horsepowers they've got. But if this thing will do 150 miles, that's more than enough for me. And I know we could give it another 200 horsepower if we wanted to. But we're not trying to create a street racer. It's a Defender. It's got to be functional. It's got to be usable. It's got to have enough power to drag a big trailer around and climb a mountain. But it doesn't need to be a hot rod. I'll tell you what, that's more than fast enough. More than fast enough. Let's just see if we can do a 0 to 30 or 40 or 50 or something here. See what it does. This guy in the Mercs just sets off real quick. And guess what? We're catching him. They're 60 miles an hour. No drama at all. No screaming of exhaust, no braking of traction, no burbling of anything. It's just goes. What a thing. God, hell. Not only isn't it boring, it's actually fun. It's so different. The power is instantaneous. I think there's something here. There's something really special happening here. This is going to be a part of our future. And it could be a big part. Maybe Defender doesn't need an oil burning, black smoking, big diesel. Maybe it doesn't need a 8-cylinder petrol monster of a motor under the bonnet. Maybe it can be electric. It's brilliant. The look on people's face when you creep past them, it's brilliant. Love it. Oh dear. I feel like the Duracell bunny. Just keeps going, keeps going. People on the side of the road, they look and see a Defender coming, and they're expecting this noise, and guess what? It goes past them. It's like something out of Back to the Future. It's really quite funny.